Good morning, welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth, and I am playing with some more handmade journal spots. Pretty much that's what they are. I took what I did yesterday and kind of elaborated. I went through a bunch of my sticker pads and collected things that I probably would like in this journal if I get to go on this trip. It's a lot of work if I don't get to go, but I can use these other places. I've taken the most appropriate and or most colorful and or something that hit my heart and put it everywhere. I layered, I watercolored, I used hearts, I used stars, I used snowflakes, I used sayings, I wrote sayings, I basically I went through a ton of sticker books and just made a collage of journal cards on the back of book pages that I'm not going to use, and did what other scrapbookers have been doing, used pens, used everything I could think of. And really just whatever struck me. Some of the markers didn't work on some of those layers. I added things to stickers that were already finished. I just kept going and going. And overall, this was about 2 hours worth of play. And I'm making, because when I get to a hotel at night, I'm kind of brain dead at that point, and the creativity doesn't always come. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. Like 2 years ago, I think I was doing a Valentine's Day prompts list, and I traveled in February last year, and I was in Paris, Illinois, Paris, Arkansas, Paris, Missouri, somewhere. And the prompt that day was Paris. When that kind of stuff happens, you just got to go with it. But sometimes after traveling for 8 hours in a car by yourself, listening to audiobooks or whatever, podcasts, whatever, your mind doesn't think of using a Paris sticker if you're in Paris, Missouri, or wherever I was. And I have made probably 6 sheets now back to front with a bunch of stuff on each side. There's my rock that I hold my iPad up with. I don't know how it got across the table, but I mean, I did everything. I had Avery stickers that I had painted. I cut them up and then cut them up smaller and then cut them up even smaller and layered paper. Hopefully I will remember to put a picture of all of these on my Instagram for tomorrow, today for you, now for you. This is extremely freeing. This is extremely fun. This is using a lot of stuff that probably would stay in drawers and take up more room, and I can use them over and over again because they can use these things. Now I can't use the original because there's stuff on the back unless I cut that stuff up and just don't use it. But I mean, where there was white space, I made it colorful, which is what I love. I love lots going on, and I don't know how I'm going to feel at the end of each day. I have the possibilities of using hearts, sayings, blank spaces. Some of these might be out of order because I think I already did some of those. I put these away. I like them, but I like my Primas better, and they keep calling. I keep going back to them. I don't have the same bright midnight blue that I do in Prima, and that's not the color it's called, but that's what I call it. These are not unlike what Diane Ravery, whatever that lady's name is in Dylusions. No disrespect, I love her. She's wacky, but I can do that too. And this is a book page, so it kind of has some type underneath it in places. There, I got out my colors. There's my blue. The blue next to it is almost as close, but not really. Now, if you'll see on the left-hand side of each of these ink spots, paint spots, I kind of changed colors or fiddled with a napkin to try to dry up some of the edges. That's so I can put like little bullet points, like I drove to the gas station, then I drove to the coffee shop, then I drove to lunch, then I drove some more, and then I drove to another coffee shop. That kind of stuff. And it could be just like a bullet journal style. but not always. This is out of order too because I think I've already done this one. But just going through these sticker pads, and they're mostly for uh, planning, but I find the little stickers are good in my Hobonichi. There's quilting washi tape. It's actually duct tape, but it'll work. And I'm just making bright spots on all of these pieces of paper over and over and over till I figured in my mind that was enough. Might be too far for some people, but this is how I do it. Did it today. And I'm just taking out some of the little phrases, using a lot of the little dots, and just making my own stickers, combining other stickers, and cutting up pieces of paper smaller and smaller, and then doubling them, and then adding them to other pieces, and then cutting them again, and using word phrases. Basically, I got everything out of my sticker drawer and I used it. Made my own Zen circles and then put words in those. Um, just anything I could think of while listening to the music from Bohemian Rhapsody, Queen. That's an awesome movie. If you're a Queen fan, if you're respectful of art, if you're respectful of or admire or in awe of an amazing mind, a lot of amazing minds. The guys in Queen are highly educated, except for uh, Freddie Mercury, but he made up with it with talent, natural born talent. It was a great movie. The music obviously is awesome. Some of the cinematography is awesome with the crowds, how they did it. I got it off of Amazon Prime. I bought it because I will watch it. I've already watched it 3 times the last 2 days. So yeah, I'm still going. I got out my Target paints and made blocks that you can't see through, even though it's on a foreign text book page. But that's okay. I know it's there. Probably the coolest thing I did was to get some thread and make a little thread topper. Um, I just kept going. I really did. And trust me, this was 2 hours. It's condensed down to 8 minutes. There's my thread. Ooh, cute. I just used paint to glue it down. All of that was still wet. I'll miss my dog, so I used some Maltese washi tape. I just kept going and going and going. So hopefully I remember to add these pictures to my um, Instagram. Like I said, oh, I feel so good. So good. Now I can go take a nap and hope my mom is okay. We've had a rough 24 hours. She's had a really rough 24 hours. Something is affecting her system, and she's also got her shoulder pain back, which we don't think is anything but a pinched nerve now. It just, one day when you think you don't have to do anything, you end up going over there 3 times and just staying, which is what I did. So thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Can't guarantee I won't be making more of these things, but it sure is fun.